I think one thing that has served me a lot in the last few years as a leader and as a agency owner is having a few people who are in the same industry that have accomplished things, that have expertise and have like built trust and a reputation, that are willing to give advice and be a sounding board and even just be a friend when you need it, a friend that understands what you're experiencing. Um, and I would say I didn't have that for the first few years. And it may be that I didn't know how to look for it or how to ask for it. But eventually, and I don't think there's like a recipe for, I don't know if it's like asking someone to be your mentor or just like building a mutually beneficial relationship that ends up kind of compounding into advice and guidance and stuff like that. But at some point another, you got to figure out how to do that for you and invite people in. But just with the caveat that when you're going to do that, it needs to also, especially if they're more accomplished than you and their time is in higher demand than you, then you need to find a way to make it really accommodating to them and their schedule and availability, but also somehow like validating or rewarding to them, you know? So whether that's just like being honoring enough to like pay for the coffee when you go for coffee or um, get them a gift once in a while to celebrate an accomplishment of theirs or something like that. But just creating reciprocal value, I think, is really important. But that's really been a huge piece of me growing in my role and being able to kind of see outside of my bubble and be challenged to try new things or not to just be satisfied where a certain aspect of our business is at. What about you?
Yeah, I don't think I'd redo anything because, they always say, like, it all led you to where you are now, which is so true and kind of
Right.
cliche. But I think if I could go backwards, I would. I wish I spoke up more. I think when I was earlier in my career, I just was maybe too shy or just like, I don't know, just wasn't as confident as I am now. And I would hold back ideas or I wouldn't speak up in meetings. And now I feel like I don't hold anything back. I just like spit it out there all the time, and I wish I had that confidence early on because what I discovered is when I wouldn't say an idea, someone else would offer an idea, and sometimes, their idea wasn't always better than mine, and sometimes it was, but a lot of times it wasn't, and I wish I had just, like, spoken up and had my voice heard a bit more. And I think the other thing I wish I had done earlier was investing in myself a bit more. So I've talked a little bit about how I had a business coach, which was such a game changer for me. And I think once we started building out our team and I was responsible for more activities and more people as well, I just knew that I needed to improve my skill sets when it came to leadership and communication. And I wish I had done that earlier because that helped me gain that confidence. So I wouldn't change anything because I did end up doing that, but I wish I had just like done it a bit earlier so I'd have the benefit of that for
Mhm.
a bit longer.